Hello, in this video, we will learn how to buy gear cheaply from the trading post. We will talk about the trading post filters, how to use them. We will go over every section one by one and apply our filters to buy the cheapest options. If we look on our left side, you will see the trading post is divided into sections. The first section we will check will be armor. To open the trading post filters, we will click on this icon. For our example, we will use Dyer for all the gear. That will be condition damage, toughness, vitality. The first three options in our filters are the gear stats you are looking for. The order of those stats don't matter. Next, we choose the class we are buying the gear for. And then, exotic, level range from 80 to 80. Now, if we look at our right, you will see a list of items that match the filters we chose. Click on price. This will sort the items by cheapest first. Now that we chose our filters, all we have to do now is to click on each option and simply buy the first item on the list. Next, we will look at trinkets, which, as you can see, inside the armor section, all the way down. Click on the filters icon to make sure your choices are still there. Just click on each option and buy the first item. Accessories, and we will buy 2 of them. Amulet, and we will buy only 1. Rings, and we will buy 2. Now we can look at the back piece. Using the same filters, you will see that we actually have no option. So for the back piece, we will make 2 exceptions. The first one is we will choose rare instead of exotic. And don't worry, the difference between exotic and the rare back piece is really nothing. The second exception is we need to remove our stats. So simply change them back to attributes. And now, as you can see, we have more options to choose from. Just buy the one that will work with your build. Next, we will look at weapons. Each time you switch between different sections, sometimes your filters will reset. So click on the filter icon and check that your options are the same. So now, let's get back to what we had before, which was Dyer. We changed it back to exotic. This time, I added the stats in a different order, because as you will see, it will not make a difference. Once we are done with that step, we want to choose the weapon from the left side. Make sure the items are still sorted by the cheapest. Let's take axe for example. Here is our cheapest option. Next, we will look at runes for armor, sigils for weapons, and jewels for trinkets. They are all in the upgrade components section. First, let's look at the jewels. Click on Other. You will find them in that section. And remember to check your filters when moving from one section to another to make sure they did not change. Actually, you will only be able to see the stats when you are buying weapons and armor. They will not show up for all the other sections. Now, simply look at the list of items that showed up on your right side for the jewels and buy the one that will work with your build. And again, make sure they are sorted by the cheapest. Next, we will check our runes, but we will need to change the filters again, because exotic runes and sigils are not level 80. So we reset our filters, and we will only choose exotic. And now we click on runes. Make sure we sort it out by the cheapest and buy the one that will work with your build. We will do the exact same thing for sigils. Last section we will look at will be food and utility. They are both in Other, which is below crafting material. Check your filters again. And again, we want to reset. You should know, level 80 food is not always cheap, and the difference between level 80 and level 60 food is not that big of a difference at all. Since we are trying to buy the cheapest option, we will change our level range from 60 to 80 this time. And sort by the cheapest. Click on Food Effects and choose the one that will work for you. If we try to do the same with utility, you will end up having a bunch of useless options. So to speed things up, we will actually use the search bar.